Greetings, respected sir. Myself, Arusha Mishra, roll number 24114003 of Civil Branch, first year, second semester. Through questions today, I will uncover pieces of myself, and perhaps you too will see reflections of your own story. What am I most proud of? I am most proud of my resilience. Life threw unexpected challenges my way, academic stress, body image issues, and the constant tug of war between who I am and who the world wants me to be. But I didn't give up. I kept showing up even when no one else noticed. That quiet strength is my proudest possession. Resilience isn't loud. Sometimes it is just getting out of bed when your mind begs in to hide. I realized strength isn't about being fearless, it is about being afraid and still choosing to move. This pride in my resilience changed how I see myself. It told me, you have got your own back. That's one of the most empowering things a person can feel. Next question. When do I feel most alive? I feel most alive when I am dancing or speaking passionately, whether on stage, on MUN, or just in front of the mirror. That moment when my heart races, my mind is clear, and I forget everything except the presence, that is when I come alive. Feeling alive isn't about big moments, it is about alignment. When your heart, mind, and body are in sync. Passion is not optional for me. Now I try to chase that alignment more. Expressing myself is not a side hobby, it is actually my lifeline. What beliefs do I hold that might be limiting me? I often believe that I'm not good enough, that others are smarter, prettier, or more capable. That maybe if I change myself a bit, I'll be more likable. This belief has kept me small. It made me shrink in rooms I deserve to own. But I have started challenging it. Letting go of this belief is hard, but I am learning to replace it with the truth. I am enough. Growth doesn't require self rejection, it requires self acceptance. What does love mean to me? To me, love means safety. It is being seen without judgment. Love is not just romance, it is presence. It is when someone says, I'm here, and means it. Love is expansive. It is in friendships, family, even the way we treat ourselves. So I have started treating myself like someone I love, gently, patiently, with grace, because I deserve that. What kind of legacy do I want to leave? I want to leave a legacy of kindness and courage, that I made people feel seen, that I stood up for what mattered. Legacy isn't about fame, it is about impact. Every kind word, every act of courage, it all adds up. This thought helps me live more intentionally. I ask myself, if this was my last if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I lived it? What scares me the most? The idea of wasting my potential scares me the most. Of living a life that is comfortable but not meaningful. It is not failure that scares me, it is not trying. I'm learning to use that fear as a fuel to remind me stay curious and courageous. What do I value most in friendships? Depth, honesty, emotional safety. The ability to sit in silence and still feel heard. Friendships are soul connections. Now I choose energy over history. My circle should be peaceful, not performance. What moments make me feel most confident? When I'm speaking up, like these, debating, performing, or simply standing up for myself. Confidence is alignment when your voice reflects your truth. I want to live more in that frequency. When do I feel most disconnected from myself? When I stop reflecting, when I perform life instead of living it. Disconnection creeps in silently. Busyness doesn't mean connection. I now pause, breathe, journal. Reconnection is always a choice. What do I admire the most in others? Vulnerability, people who speak their truth and love deeply. Vulnerability is strength wrapped in softness. I'm learning to be more of what I admire, open, even when it is scary. What does success means to me? Living in alignment, waking up with peace, doing what I love, making a difference. Success is personal. It is being proud of what you're becoming. My success now looks like freedom and integrity. What is something I'm still healing from? Constant comparison, feeling like I'm never enough. Healing isn't about perfection, it is about replacing the inner critic with the inner friend. I'm learning to trust my own pace and celebrating without shrinking. What do I need to forgive myself for? I need to forgive myself for the times I have stayed silent when I should have spoken, for settling when I craved more, for being so harsh on myself when I was only trying to survive. These are parts of my past that still feel heavy, and yet I realize now I did the best I could with the tools I had then. We often extend forgiveness to others far more freely than we offer it to ourselves. But the truth is, we deserve the same softness. Forgiveness isn't erasing memories, it is releasing the shame attached to it. I'm learning to meet my past self with compassion, not critique, to say you were doing your best and that is enough. I don't want to carry the guilt into the future. I want to carry growth. When was the last time I felt truly at peace? It was a quiet evening, post sunset, no screens, no background noise, just the sound of a fan and the calm that comes after doing something meaningful. I remember how my breath slowed, how I didn't feel like I needed to be anywhere else, do anything else, or fix anything about myself. Peace isn't a milestone, it is a moment. We often chase it in vacations or future goals, when sometimes it lives in the presence, in stillness, in solitude, in simplicity. Now I seek those quiet pockets more deliberately. Because in the world that glorifies productivity, choosing peace feels like rebellion and like coming home. What is something I wish others knew about me? I wish people knew that that behind my confidence is a constant effort. That my strength is layered with softness and my smiles are often held up by sheer will. I wish they knew I overthink every word I say and that silence sometimes means I'm protecting myself. We are all so much more than what we present. Everyone has an inner world that is louder than their outer one. Understanding this makes us more patient with each other. I have learned to stop waiting for others to read my silence. I now speak up when something matters, even if my voice trembles, because truth deserves volume. How do I show love to others? I show love in small, quiet ways. Remembering birthdays, checking in, sending voice notes when someone's low. I listen, really listen, and I hold space without fixing. I offer warmth more in action than in words. Love isn't one size fits all. It shows up in presence, in remembering, in choosing someone repeatedly, even when life gets noisy. Love is attention. I used to think love had to be loud or grand. Now I know it is the everyday gentleness that builds a lifetime of safety. What what's a belief I have outgrown? that I have to constantly earn love and acceptance, that I need to be palatable, easy to be around, or always agreeable. I used to shrink to fit into spaces that weren't made for me. Beliefs are inherited, shaped up by upbringing, culture, or survival. But they aren't permanent. You can outgrow beliefs like shoes and choose better fitting truths. Now I embrace being too much for some because I'm just right for myself. I no longer dim my spark for anyone who finds my light too bright. What am I currently learning to let go of? I'm learning to let people go. Friends who no longer need me, people I shared laughs with, memories with, even love with, who quietly outgrew me or no longer saw me in their picture. I'm learning that not every loss is loud and not every absence is betrayal. Letting go of people doesn't mean you're bitter or broken. It means you're brave enough to release what no longer aligns. Sometimes holding on hurts more than walking away. I'm still learning to mourn connections without shame, to love people from afar and to thank them for the chapter. Even if they're not in the rest of the book, some endings aren't dramatic. They are just quiet. And I'm finding peace in that silence. What makes me feel safe? Honesty makes me feel safe. Emotional consistency, spaces where I can exist without explanation, where I'm not being watched, judged, or compared. I feel safe around softness. Safety isn't about the absence of conflicts, it is about the presence of care. We feel safe when things are perfect, but when we know we won't be punished for being imperfect. I have learned to stop settling in spaces where I have to shrink. I now choose peace over performance. My safety is sacred, and so is everyone else. What do I wish I could say to my younger self? You are not too much, you are just right. And one day, everything you hate about yourself will become your power. Our younger selves don't need critique, they need compassion. Often they just needed someone to say, you're not broken, you're becoming. I still carry her with me, not as a wound, but as a warrior. And every time I speak kindly to myself now, it's also a gift to her. What patterns keep repeating in my life? I tend to overgive, to pour into others until I'm empty, to believe I must earn love by showing up endlessly for others, even when they don't show up for me. Patterns are learned, but they can be unlearned. Overgiving isn't love, it is often fear of abandonment in disguise. I'm learning to give from overflow, not emptiness, to care deeply without losing myself in the process. What part of myself am I reclaiming? My voice. I love my voice. The one that was told to stay small, to not cause trouble, to blend in. I'm reclaiming the right to take up space, not just physically, but emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. Reclaiming yourself means choosing authenticity over acceptance. It means choosing to be seen as you are, not as you were taught to be. Now I speak up, not to be loud, but to be heard. Because my story matters, my truth matters. I matter. What habit is no longer serving me? Overthinking, replaying conversations, over analyzing silences, assuming the worst. It keeps me trapped in imaginary scenarios instead of living the real ones. Overgiving is also a consequence of overthinking, I think. Overthinking isn't preparation. It is self-sabotage in disguise. And it often says more about my fear than my reality. I now replace rumination with grounding, with breathe, with presence. I deserve a mind that feels like a friend, not a battlefield. When do I feel most beautiful? When I laugh from my belly, when I speak with purpose, when I'm wrapped in comfort clothes, not performance, when I feel aligned, not just admired. Beauty is a feeling first, a reflection second. It shines through presence, not perfection. I am redefining beauty every day. For me, it is not filter or symmetry. It is the truth that I carry and the light I share. Thank you.